What are the subtle things that people do and then you know they're truly a good person? How they treat people they loathe them, younger siblings, inferiors at work, service workers, etc. My fiancé draws a little picture for every waiter and waitress we get every time we eat out, and we eat out a lot. Usually a portrait of them, sometimes a cute animal. And then she slips the cash tip into the drawing. I love her. Be willing to give the benefit of the doubt to someone who's angry or rude and try to look past their emotion to what they're actually saying. Treating people with kindness, even when they don't know the person and will never see them again, will never gain anything from it. Just being kind for no reason. When they try have a friendly conversation with the quiet kid in school. If someone speak over me and they stop them, saying something like, "Sorry, I believe X was speaking." As someone who used to be a major pushover, I really appreciated those WKO spoke up for me. They don't immediately jump on every opportunity for personal gain. They let it fall a bit first, give somebody else a chance, or think the consequences through themselves. Do responsible and kind things when they think no one is watching. And do kind or great things and don't tell anyone about them for praise or credit. Not needing to announce every good thing they do for people, if for no other reason than to respect that person's privacy. Being down on your luck is hard enough without people trying to use it to get likes on Instagram or boost their ego. There is not one thing that automatically makes you good. Bad people can do good things and good people make mistakes. I don't even think that there is high number of most of people I've encountered are somewhere in between. Ignore things about you that you find embarrassing, or tell you it's no big deal. First time I had sex with an ex-girlfriend, I gave her a paper towel immediately to clean up, and she gave me a look and said, "OMG. No one ever does that, thank you." How they treat people who can do nothing for them, and how they talk about others behind the back. People who compliment others behind the backs are real ones. Clean up after themselves when eating out. Person leaves a big mess. I think they're selfish shit people. I do have some forgiveness for lots of children and want to get out quick. So true. I was a server for 7 years and honestly there were some amazing, considerate people that I had the privilege of serving. In addition of cleaning up after themselves, some other things that are indicators of a good person in the serving industry. Always treated you with respect when speaking to you, made eye contact, etc. When I was frantically busy and I walked by the table and they needed something, they would get my attention politely and say, "Hey, I know you're really busy right now, but when you have a minute, can I just get XYZ?" In these cases, I would actually do it right away for them because of the acknowledgement, respect they showed me. Going out of their way to find me and saying thank you and wishing me a great day when leaving. They actively listen. Hell, just listening. Bother to ask other people about themselves. What are good ways to do this? By which I mean, how do you not just ask, "How are you?" By which I mean, how do you prevent a pretty good HBU, "Yeah, I'm also good, okay, bye." Because that happens way too often to me and I don't know how to fix it. Because you have to ask them something specific to show you were listening to them previously and care about the outcome. Like if one of my old coworkers told me one day that her daughter was trying out for the school's soccer team that weekend. Then when I saw her on Monday, I would ask her how her daughter's tryout went. You'd be surprised how much personal information people will share with you if you let them. It's even more surprising when someone cares enough to remember. In my experience, all you really have to do is change the wording and inflection a little bit. The tone that people use when they say, "How are you?" as a general greeting is ingrained in our heads. So switching it up a little will usually tip people off that you actually want to know how they're really doing. It catches a lot of people off guard at first, but if you stick with it and are politely and unobtrusively persistent, they usually will eventually feel comfortable enough to talk to you about how their life is actually going. Always cautious to make sure someone isn't uncomfortable. So asking the other person what makes them uncomfortable to avoid those things will work. Or just not doing what makes you uncomfortable. When there is something that has the potential to make people uncomfortable, many people who made uncomfortable by it will still say, "Oh no, it's fine. Don't worry about me," since most people don't want to be problematic. Err on the side of caution and take reasonable steps to not make them uncomfortable. If your friend who is allergic to dogs claims it's no big deal, vacuum up the dog fur and keep the dogs in the back anyway when inviting them over. They always do the best despite not being given the recognition and compensation they deserve. Cheers to all the frontliners. If the cashier accidentally gives them back too much change, they speak up about the error and return the difference. My friends and I did this in Vegas once and got a room upgrade because the receptionist was so grateful. It was only about $3 or so anyway, made our week. Someone's being critical of you but they can make you laugh about it and not feel bad about it. Change the behavior when you tell them about something insignificant that bothers you. Recycle. If they treat services workers well. Do the right thing even though nobody is looking and then keeping it for yourself on top. Do help, don't post it. When they ask you to call when you reach home. More something they don't do, but good people don't rat others' secrets. If someone starts telling me about a secret that someone I know doesn't want out, I know I can't trust the person. When they see an opportunity, go out of their way to make someone happier. Even the little things. Let someone with less items go in front of them at the store. If when someone's telling a joke or a story and the rest of the group isn't listening or has interrupted them, they encourage that person to finish the story and make them feel listened to. Pick up trash they pass on the street. Give the seat to elderly in public transport. Hey, you watched all of this video. Thank you so much. Subscribe and watch another content by me.